But somebody on Instagram, I forget who it is, DM me and was like, "Hey, I got an idea. You guys should like all go to each other's home theater and the other person describe what it's like and what it sounds like to see like, you know, the differences in like what a room makes." I'm like, "Yeah, that's easy. Me and Joe are in California."
All right.
Is that a good idea?
In Florida.
Is that a good idea?
Long trip.
I mean, I don't know.
Who would be honest? Who would be honest here?
I mean, I would.
Sounds like, Michael, your stuff sucks.
Like, there's no bass in this room at all. Like, what happened?
Like, I don't know, man. I
You
get
got AJTRs. Why don't you have bass?
Yeah, exactly, man. What is going on here,
I'm
man?
gonna spit up that water. Wow.
I'd be honest.
Of course.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
I want to review Erin's.
Yes, we should all just go to Erin's house.
I haven't reviewed a ProLogic system in a long time.
Come on, ProLogic 2.
Oh, I know it since like BC days.
Okay, so let's get the record straight. What are you actually running? Like, what formats does it support? It does, really? I mean, is it at least DTS or DTS Master?
Yeah, DTS Master HD.
Okay. Oh yeah,
I just don't have that next step of
that's
Atmos.
a great format.
So you got Dolby True HD as well, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, you're still getting high res audio, so that's totally good. You just don't have Atmos.
Well, the problem is that VHS players don't have that kind of features built into them. So
true.
But I've got like all my home videos, you know, from Christmas and stuff. It's pretty neat to watch.
Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? That actually.
Oh my! There's a fight. We'll see you later.
Whose house was that at?
I wasn't mine.
I got my dogs going crazy. I just
That's funny.
That actually brings up a good topic that I was actually going to talk about. I'm trying to make a banner for it. Be careful of the misinformation in Facebook groups. Okay, did I totally misspell that? Here we go. Okay, so I was in a group, Facebook group. I don't know. I think it was the Dolby Vision, whatever. Mm-hmm. Oh no, it was Emotiva. Somebody sent me this like, "Hey, check this out," and I looked, and it was about those new Revon players, right? Those 4K players that they sent over. And one guy was responding. He's like, "Oh, this is crap. No HDR10 plus and no HLG support." And that got me thinking. I'm like, why on earth are you asking him? Oh, and no HDMI 2.1. Okay, so let's all just clear the slate here. If it's a 4K Blu-ray player, it does not need HDMI 2.1 at all. So I don't know why people are even asking for that. Secondly, HDR10 plus, yes, it doesn't have that. So yeah, slight little ding. But do you guys know about HLG, hybrid log gamma, HDR?
Nah, that's more video side.
So none of these discs have HLG, right? What has HLG? HLG is for broadcast. So why on earth is this guy saying, "Oh, this 4K Blu-ray player doesn't support HLG HDR. Oh, it's crap."
So
no, dude, you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And so I want to clear the air to let you guys know, let everybody know, HLG is for broadcast, and then sometimes, depending on how your YouTube app integrates with whatever platform it's on, whether it's the Apple TV 4K or Roku Ultra, or in some of these Blu-ray players, you know, like the Sony and the LG, it'll play HLG HDR from that YouTube app. So maybe that's what he was thinking, but this is the 4K Blu-ray player that doesn't have any apps, so therein wouldn't need to support HLG. So just so everybody knows. I came across this and I was just like, oh my gosh, if one person's talking about this, there's got to be thousands of people that think this way. Yeah. And so we need to like be here. It's up to us to be here to like dispel those kinds of silly rumors. So that was my topic for today. That's just
HLG is just for the Villa man.
Yes, it is. he shoots in 4K HDR, and I think I used a clip. I asked him, I'm like, "Hey man, can I use a screenshot of your video because it says HLG HDR on the old OLED there."
Actually, this brings up an interesting point or an interesting topic that I'm kind of curious, Channa. So HLG is used for broadcast, but there are also like different broadcasting standard for obviously what goes through like your cable versus like what goes through on like streaming, because that's actually like one of the things that always bothers me about 4K Blu-ray discs versus like 4K like streaming is the bit rates are totally different. So like the quality that you get behind it also are different standards, and I often don't feel when it comes to like the marketing of the services, even if you're like in the pro range, it doesn't always seem to be as clear cut as it should be.
You know, a lot of the HLG broadcasts I've seen are in 1080. They're 1080 HLG, 1080 HDR, because like, especially for certain like live events, the amount of cameras they have is nuts. And for all those to be 4K cameras, like the sheer bandwidth,
that would be crazy.
Yeah. With like, just imagine one sporting event, how many cameras they use, you know?
But let's face
It
it,
doesn't
they got
actually
the
say
money.
HLG though, does it? Does it say HLG or something else?
There's either VP9 or HLG is what the YouTube app comes in on my on
That's
the
what
OLED.
it says on it.
That's what it says. Like that's what it's seeing.
It's not like HDR10 or anything like that.
No.
That's something different.
That's different. And it's specific. My OLED tells me every single one: HDR10, Dolby Vision, HLG, and then HLG VP9. And I've seen and what was the other one they were just talking about? I just forgot everything.
So let me ask you something, Channa. If you wanted to do HDR10, if you wanted to broadcast something,
me,
how could you do that? Could you? Would you use like HLG and then convert that somehow? Like, how does that become HDR10?
Like to broadcast something live or broadcast something recorded?
Well,
I think
forget broadcast. I think your camera is capable of HDR.
Yes.
Right?
And
so how do you make yours HDR10, let's say?
I don't know, because there's two different things. It's in the in Final Cut Pro, I can set it as either HDR10 or HLG. So I guess the answer is it depends. I could probably do both, but I don't know. And then I wouldn't know really how to distribute that to where you could see it. I got to talk to Cleveland.
So, Channa, when you record in 4K, is that in 4096 or the 3840?
I think mine's
not the DCI. So what Don's talking about is the resolution, pixel resolution, and there's actually two, right? The 4096 by was it 2160?
2160, yeah.
Yeah, that's DCI digital cinema 4K, and then there's 4K, which for the consumer market is 4K UHD. Is the 3840 by 2160. So there's a little bit of a difference. Joe's camera shot I remember the one video you did in 4086 or whatever in DCI. Yeah, that looks so cool, because it was all like, like it was just like whoop. It was like here, and then you got a little extra on the side there. So it all depends. You can shoot in that. YouTube will, if you upload that to YouTube, it'll do the right dimensions. It'll have black bars, but if you're on your phone and you turn it sideways, there's like, especially an iPhone, there's nothing. There's no black bars. Right. So that's, I shoot in the normal 4K UHD, right? 3840 by 2160, but my projects are a 2:1 aspect ratio. So it gets down to 3840 by 1920 is what all my videos are at.
And the reason I'm bringing this up